Jeff, today's newsletter was about mobilization. What's going on, guys? Chris Work here from Profit Dig. I'm here with my partner, Jeff Spencer. Jeff, what's going on, man?
What are you, Chris?
Man, doing good. Jeff, today's newsletter was about mobilization. A couple of recent blog articles just about, how to increase your profit when it comes to mobilization. So, all right, I'm getting started, fairly new in the business. What's a tip or two you would give someone?
Well, when it comes to mobilization, I don't really know that you can increase your profit, but you can definitely plan ahead and decrease your cost.
Which, okay.
Yeah.
Same thing, kind of.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. And I guess what I mean by decrease your cost, you're not really decreasing your cost. It's going to cost you the same to move a piece of machinery in, as it does, and to move it out, as it will multiple. But I guess what I mean is, plan ahead, look at a job, look at phases, one thing, like has this job got multiple phases? Most time, especially on your larger jobs, they'll have like a phasing plan during the bidding process. Look at those and see how many times you may have to move in or move out. If it's a congested site, you may not be able to leave your equipment there. So, you may have to move it out, wait a few weeks and move back in. Look at that stuff, and look at where the project's located at. Is your low boy going to take him longer to get in a downtown area than it will out, somewhere on a county road? Of course it is.
Sure.
It's going to be, a little more congested and harder to navigate through traffic. You may have to take a few detours here and there to get to, you may have to go a mile and a half to go a half a mile.
Right. Yeah.
But I guess what I'm saying is make sure that you compensate yourself enough in your bidding or pad yourself enough in your bidding to handle those mobilizations. If you don't have a low boy and not able to move yours, you're going to have to hire you a moving contractor. You're going to have to know or get quotes like, hey, what's it going to cost me to get equipment moved in? And, most of them within 15, 20 mile radius is going to be about $500,
okay.
$500 to $600 per move, somewhere in that neighborhood for a 50 to 100 ton low boy, somewhere in that average.
I got you.
So here in our area anyway, I can't speak for nationwide, but that's about what it costs here.
Sure.
But those are some tips I would give, you just know your project, what it's going to take to get in, what it's going to take to get out, and how many times you're going to do that.
How many times you're going to do that? Yeah. Well, that makes complete sense, Jeff. Good advice, man. I mean, it's just like, go out and survey that job site, just like you do with materials and everything else when you're, thinking about the job. Yeah. So, where those things are going to be moved and are they going to be moved around and all that. So, yeah.
And, and another thing too, we spoke a little bit about like a downtown area. A lot of times, those job sites, you don't have room to get a low boy in. So you got to stop in the street and unload. You may have to have a couple laborers there to, like, if it's track machines, to lay down tires or plywood, some kind of matting to where you don't scratch your asphalt up. And you're probably going to have one or two flaggers, to start to control traffic.
Okay.
And you may have to have like a road closure permit so you can temporarily close the road.
To move that thing around?
Most, like downtown municipalities, they're going to require that, anytime that you're going to alter traffic.
Yeah.
So just keep those things in mind, and they can be costly.
I want to ask that, like permitting fees, that kind of thing. Is that something that you generally have to deal with in mobilization, and where it's at?
Sometimes, a lot of times the GC that you're working for, they'll generally have all the permits and fees paid, for stuff of this nature, because they know how the site's going to be. If they don't, then yes, you may have to go down and get a road lane closure, and it's going to have, some fees behind it. Most of the time, typically, they may want a traffic control plan. You could end up putting a couple $1,000s into this permit, if you got to handle it on yourself. So, it's just some investigation you need to do. And your GC you're bidding with, he should know that information. So it's not going to be that hard to really drill down to figure it out. You should be able to contact them to
figure out what you're going to need to do here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good stuff, Jeff. I appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Good questions.
Yep. Good to see you as always.
Thank y'all for reaching out and asking those questions. That's what we like to hear, is
Absolutely.
stuff that y'all may not be sure of. And, we're not always sure of it either, but if we can't get it figured out, we'll lie to you one way or the other.
or we may do a little research, try to find the right
And get
answer.
back to
You never know. Yeah.
Sometimes, it may be a week or two before we answer any questions because we're doing some research ourselves.
That's right. That's right. Well, fine stuff, Jeff. I appreciate it. And guys, I appreciate you checking us out. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Looking for an awesome bidding and costing tool for your construction business? Check us out, profitdig.com. We'll see you later.
See you guys.